This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
"6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines: Lanka IOC hikes fuel prices. Sri Lanka's National Industrial Exhibition Industry 2022 concludes. The Director of National Blood Transfusion pays tribute to Sri Lankans, stating that this country has many noble citizens who voluntarily come forward to donate blood. Over 1,300 new cases of COVID-19 reported in Sri Lanka yesterday. Sri Lanka confirms 23 more COVID deaths. Foreign Minister Peiris arrived in Delhi on a 3-day visit. In news overseas, Lata Mangeshkar, India bids farewell to beloved singer. In sports news, Messi scored only his second League One goal as PSG thrashed defending champions Lille 5-1. Lanka IOC, LIOC, Indian Oil's subsidiary in Sri Lanka, has announced the increase of fuel prices from midnight yesterday. The price of 92-octane petrol has been increased by 7 rupees per litre, while the price of auto diesel has been increased by 3 rupees per litre. Accordingly, the new price of a litre of 92-octane petrol is 184 rupees, while the new price of auto diesel is 124 rupees per litre. The 3-day National Industrial Exhibition Industry 2022, organised by the Sri Lanka Industrial Development Board under the guidance of the Minister of Industry to empower domestic manufacturers with knowledge, funding, opportunities, competent manpower and distribution networks for industrialists to achieve their goals, concluded at the BMICH yesterday. This industrial exhibition was another successful step in the national programme that was launched to lay the foundation for a massive industrial revival in the country. The exhibition featured 300 stalls representing the top 20 industries in the country. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa was the chief guest at the event, with the Minister of Industries Vimal Weerawansa and other invitees. The Health Ministry says that another 1,331 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday, as the daily count of the new cases continues to rise in the country. This brings a tally of COVID-19 cases registered in the country thus far to 618,520. The number of COVID-19 infected patients currently under medical care across the island is 21,720. Meanwhile, this is the first time that the daily count of fresh cases has surpassed 1,300 since September last year. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi60 from Sri Lanka Insurance.
The Director General of Health Services has confirmed another 23 coronavirus-related deaths for yesterday, pushing the country's death toll due to the virus to 15,596. The deaths reported include 11 males and 12 females, while one of the victims is below the age of 30 years. 4 of the patients are between the ages of 30 to 59 years, while the remaining 18 are aged 60 years and above. Sri Lankan Foreign Minister G.L. Peiris arrived in Delhi on Sunday for a 3-day visit to India to strengthen bilateral ties, including in areas of trade and connectivity. He was received in Delhi by the High Commissioner of Sri Lanka in India, Mr. Milinda Moragoda. Foreign Minister of Sri Lanka, Professor G.L. Peiris, arrived in Delhi on an official visit. The Indian External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi tweeted. He will meet India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. According to the Ministry of External Affairs of India, the Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringala will also call on the visiting dignitary on Monday. In their talks, the two foreign ministers are expected to delve into ways to further expand bilateral cooperation in diverse areas, including trade and investment. The contentious fishermen issue is also likely to figure in the talks, according to Indian media. Jaishankar met Peiris in September last year in New York and held a comprehensive discussion on the close partnership between the two countries. Sri Lanka's Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa had travelled to India in December last year. His trip focused on measures concerning the economic crisis faced by the island nation. Jaishankar had a virtual meeting with Sri Lankan Finance Minister on the 15th of January and conveyed that India has always stood with Sri Lanka and will continue to extend support. The examination department states that in the event any candidates sitting for the GCE advanced level examination beginning today suffer from COVID-19, special arrangements will be made for them to sit for their exams at the nearest special centre or hospitals. The department said such centres have been established and all the necessary arrangements have been made. The A-level exam 2021 will be held from the 7th of February to the 5th of March at 2,438 exam centres island-wide. About 229,141 school and 66,101 private candidates have qualified for the exam. The total number of candidates will be 345,242. About 1,425 officers will be deployed to conduct sudden visits to the exam centres to ensure malpractices-free exams are conducted by the department. Last year, about 156 candidates had not been issued with results since they were proved to have committed fraud at the exam. Government school heads have been instructed to educate the students about the rules and regulations before they enter the examination centres. That's local news.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi 60 from Sri Lanka Insurance. A health insurance plan to honour our most valued elders by the protectors of the nation. We now give our treasured senior citizens access to the very best medical insurance, specially tailored for anyone over 60. What's more, you don't need medical screening to access this policy. And Medi 60 covers a wide range of illnesses. Only from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 0112 357 357.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Director of National Blood Transfusion, Lakshman Edirisinghe, pays tribute to Sri Lankan, stating that this country has many noble citizens who voluntarily come forward to donate blood. The daily need of blood is around 1,200 to 1,400 units. Therefore, the Director also requests the public to contribute more for this noble effort at this crucial juncture.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
And now in Watchlight, the health authorities have requested the public to follow the health guidelines strictly as the coronavirus infections cross the 1,000 mark for the 7th consecutive day. This cannot be taken easy, health authorities warn. The Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardena, said that it is a high risk for the public to get involved with large gatherings or get-togethers. He requests the public to refrain from travelling between the provinces. He points out that 900 to 1,000 coronavirus patients are still being reported daily in the country. Therefore, he emphasises that the pandemic can spread rapidly again if the public acts irresponsibly. That came to you in Watchlight, and now in World News Headlines. Freedom Convoy, Ottawa, declares emergency over trucker COVID rules protest. Prince Charles leads Jubilee tributes to remarkable Queen. Lata Mangeshkar, India bids farewell to beloved singer. The Mayor of Canada's capital has declared a state of emergency in response to more than a week of truckers' protests against COVID restrictions. Jim Watson said the city was completely out of control, with demonstrators outnumbering the police. He said the protests posed a threat to the safety and security of residents. The truckers have paralysed the centre, with vehicles and tents blocking roads. The Prince of Wales has paid tribute to the Queen on her Platinum Jubilee for the remarkable achievement of reaching 70 years on the throne. Prince Charles welcomed his mother's wish that Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, be known as Queen Consort when he becomes king. He said he and his wife were deeply conscious of the honour. The Queen is the first British monarch to celebrate a Platinum Jubilee and is spending the day privately. Lata Mangeshkar, one of India's most beloved singers, has been cremated in Mumbai with full state honours. Mangeshkar, whose voice was the soundtrack to hundreds of Bollywood films, died aged 92 yesterday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and stars of the entertainment industry attended the funeral, where large crowds gathered to pay their respects. Her extraordinary career spanned more than half a century, and she recorded thousands of songs in 36 languages. 2 days of national mourning will follow the funeral, and the national flag will be flown at half-mast throughout the country. Crowds gathered outside her home, where her coffin began its journey to a city park, where it was publicly cremated. Mr. Modi was among those who laid flowers on the pyre. One mourner, Rajesh Kumar Ram, told the AFP news agency, "Her voice touches the soul of every Indian. Her songs have been with us all through our lives." And now the main points of the World News segment once again. Freedom Convoy Ottawa declares emergency over trucker COVID rules protests. Prince Charles leads Jubilee tributes to remarkable Queen. Lata Mangeshkar, India bids farewell to beloved singer.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Many rural roads which are in a dilapidated condition in the Valava-Tissapura Mahavali area have been renovated and carpeted. These roads have not been renovated for a long time. A sum of 520 million rupees have been spent on this project. The project was implemented by the RDA along with the Hambantota Pradeshya Sabha.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928. Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Messi scored only his second League One goal as PSG thrashed defending champions Lille 5-1 to go 13 points clear at the top. PSG led when Ivo Gribic dropped a cross and Danilo Pereira pounced but levelled through Sven Botman's half volley from Hatem Ben Arfa's cross. Presnel Kimpembe scored from close range and Messi latched onto a loose ball before clipping a shot over Gribic. Danilo drove in his second and Kylian Mbappe curled in a beautiful fifth.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Raja Edirasuri, the chairman of the Board of Investment, said doing business in Sri Lanka has now returned to normalcy despite what the country went through with the pandemic. He was speaking at the revival of the EU-Sri Lanka Investor Dialogue Forum at the Ministry of Finance recently. The BOI looks forward to working closely with the EU to facilitate the existing investors as well as to encourage the existing companies to reinvest and expand their operations in Sri Lanka, he added.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
The World Bank has looked to sound its first 5-year country partnership plan. The World Bank has made themes of the future plan known at recent visits by World Bank country manager Faris Hadadzevos to leading government and administrative figures. Zavos highlighted the importance of continued dialogue between Sri Lanka and the World Bank. He noted that his team made it a point to visit Sri Lanka at least once a month. He said it is important to signal to the people of Sri Lanka that the World Bank continues to be a trusted partner during this troubled period.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And now for the weather report. The Met Department says mainly dry weather will continue to prevail over most parts of the island. Fairly cold weather can be expected during the early morning. There is a possibility of ground frost at some places in the Nuwara Eliya district during the early hours of the morning. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, central, Sabragamua, north central and Uva provinces and in the Kurunegala, Gala and Mathura districts during the morning. This weather report was issued this morning at 4:30 am. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com reports that the day's weather will be bright with occasional showers. Today's daytime temperature would be around 30 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 25 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in select spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be 25 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The air quality index AQI is 26, which shows a fair condition in Colombo. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. Lanka IOC hikes fuel prices. Sri Lanka's National Industrial Exhibition Industry 2022 concludes. The Director of National Blood Transfusion pays tribute to Sri Lankan, stating that this country has many noble citizens who voluntarily come forward to donate blood. Over 1,300 new cases of COVID-19 reported in Sri Lanka yesterday. Sri Lanka confirms 23 more COVID deaths. Foreign Minister Paris arrived in Delhi on a 3-day visit. In news overseas, Lata Mangeshkar, India bids farewell to beloved singer. In sports news, Messi scored only his second League One goal as PSG thrashed defending champions Lille 5-1. That concludes this news broadcast.